This is a house made of cheese, and this is a house on top of a goat. Here are the most creative Minecraft houses. This is a magical tent. Although it may look small from the outside, once you head inside, it opens up into a cozy, enchanted living space. This magical illusion was made using the immersive portals mod. It's a crazy design straight out of Harry Potter and is sure to blow your friends away. This house that uses nether portals as walls is actually super safe. At first glance, it may seem like any mob can just walk right through, but that's not the case. When players enter a nether portal, they have to wait a few seconds to be teleported. But when entities touch the portal, they get instantly teleported. This means zombies trying to attack you will get sent straight to the nether, and even arrows shot at you will vanish on contact. This house is made out of villagers. Villagers with no AI were summoned closely together to create this cursed house. I'm sure the villagers love being here. Well, at least I'd rather be here than with groks. This house is illegal! The entrance alone has blocks of netherite, multiple dragon eggs, wheat growing on bedrock, and even end portal frames. But it only gets more cursed on the inside. There's random nether and end portal blocks floating in midair, trial spawners sitting in the living room, half bed blocks, floating ladders, test blocks, and lava and water just chilling midair. Man, get me out of here! All you need for a starter house is something quick to throw together that still looks good in the process. And this simple cubic bamboo house is the perfect solution. Besides the lanterns and the azalea leaves, pretty much everything in this build is made using just bamboo. Even the barrels and crafting table, since they can be crafted from bamboo planks. As long as you can find a jungle, getting a ton of bamboo is easy. So you could easily pop this thing up before your first night. Most players build boring houses in the size of their mountains. But if you want to spice things up, try this dragon base. A giant dragon's head is used as the entrance and wings sprout from either side. To enter, just walk through the mouth and you'll find an end-themed interior. End stone is used for the floor, and the end crystals are placed behind glass to give the base a magical feeling. Ever wanted to live inside of a chest? Well, this creative chest house lets you. You can enter through a piston door through the back, and the inside is filled with a cozy interior. With a bit of parkour, you can even reach the open lid of the chest, which has extra space you can use for a bedroom. Rails and a minecart are placed right in front of the house. Next, lava is poured from above, flowing down to completely cover the entrance. Stone blocks are then arranged in a creeper pattern on the front. Now you can enter the base by just clicking the minecart behind the lava. The cart pulls you straight through the lava without taking any damage. If you want to be super creative, just build one half of your house. Most people will think a glitch deleted half your house, but in actuality, you're just crazy and only built half. This is Technoblade's house. It was the place he called home on the Dream SMP before he sadly passed away. The original build was full of character, with cluttered but lively rooms, practical furniture, and small touches like posters on the walls that made it feel personal and lived in. In his memory, some players have built a tribute version of the house. Snow covers the structure, and cobwebs creep up the walls, showing that no one has lived there in a long time. It's quiet here, and on the outside, there's a grave with a crown hanging on the side. If you love Pokemon as much as I do, try making these Poke Center houses. These are instantly recognizable to any Pokemon fan. The left one follows the classic red healing centers, while the right one uses the blue design for Pokemarts. Both centers are shaped with curved roofs, bold front signage, and glass panel doors that welcome trainers inside. They're perfect for any Pixelmon world, or just a nostalgic build to remind you of your first Pokemon journeys. This house doesn't have an entrance, right? Wrong! If you just try entering it normally, you'll fall straight into a pit of dripstone. However, if you wear a pair of leather boots, you can actually climb up the powdered snow, allowing you to enter the house. Only players with the right gear can climb into the secret base, while mobs won't know how to get in. This is a fantasy whale house. The whale has smooth, blocky curves and vibrant blue-green skin decorated with colorful plants. Resting on its back is a cozy wooden house you can walk up to and enter. The inside doesn't have much decoration, but you can climb the stairs and look out from the back balcony. On the front side, a long fishing pole dangles off the side, hinting at a quiet, adventurous life at sea. Your treehouse stinks! Now this is what I call a treehouse. It's not just a boring house on top of a tree, but it blends in natural features of a tree to fit into a house. The base of the tree can be used to store your items, the middle layer can be used to look outside, and the third top layer can be where you sleep with your friends. Well, if you have any anyways. If you want to live alone at sea, why not build a lighthouse like this one? It's built with a smooth gradient of stone and diorite blocks, giving it depth and a natural weathered look. Inside, you'll find a winding path leading up to the top where a glowing light provides direction to ships at sea. This beautiful lighthouse sits alone in the vast ocean. By building your houses completely out of resin, you'll get what looks like a brick house straight out of Mario. If you're a hamster, you'll absolutely love this house. It's built like a tiny maze just for you, with glass walls and copper trap doors that let you crawl and wiggle your way through narrow passages and tiny rooms. Each section connects like a mini tube system, making it feel just like a real hamster habitat. Wait, I'm not a hamster! Begin by digging a hole straight into the side of an ocean. Use wood and glass to seal off the water, creating a dry, livable space with a clear view of the ocean outside. Replace the walls with any block style you like. Make sure to light up the interior to keep it mob-free and cozy. You can even add a second floor to take advantage of the full vertical space inside. Then build a tunnel or stairway leading up to the surface so you can easily access your base. To top it all off, add decorations inside your home and shape the front of your house into a circular shape to create a sleek underwater house. This house is perfect for minimalists. It looks like a giant diorite block that's been carefully chiseled into a simple, functional home. The exterior keeps things clean with subtle texturing and small square windows, while the staircase leads up to a grassy rooftop garden that adds just the right touch of nature. Inside, you'll find a no-clutter layout with only the essentials. You can build all kinds of subtle variations of this house, and it's quite cool what you can do with so little. From above, this may just look like a regular farm, but in reality, it's an entire underground bunker. In addition to the wheat fields above, we have everything we need down here to live a comfortable life. And if we ever wanted to expand, well, we can just keep adding floors downward until we inevitably reach bedrock, leaving a ton of room for more farms, item storage, and hey, maybe your own private swimming pool. It's a bit cold in here. If you're looking for the perfect beach house, why not try the house from Steven Universe? This build captures the iconic look with a sharp, angled roof. If you look closely at the walls, you'll notice they're actually made of stacked snow layers with subtle gaps in between, creating a clever 3D plank effect. Even the porch railings stand out, built using piston heads and trapdoors. I really feel like Steven Universe living here. This is one of the craziest houses I've ever seen. At first glance, it looks pretty normal, just a cozy home with a nether portal tucked at the end. But step inside and you realize something wild. Half the house is in the overworld and the other half is in the nether. The interior starts small and familiar, but once you walk through the portal, you're standing in the exact same house, perfectly mirrored, but in the nether dimension. It's like some mysterious force sliced the build in two and dragged half of it through a rift between worlds. Although the Happy Gas can carry a boat, it's too small to carry an entire base. However, that doesn't mean we can't recreate our own larger version. The Gas is complete with flowing tentacles, a blue saddle, and cute giant goggles. The house above includes chimneys, balconies, and even a fishing hook hanging off the side, like it's drifting from cloud to cloud in search of a new island to land on. This heart-shaped window is actually an adorable compact mini base that manages to fit in all of the basic Minecraft essentials. Obviously, we've got the cherry pink bedspread with every essential workbench stored above, but we even have a nether portal room, an enchanting room, a pink sheep farm, obviously, and just down this ladder is an entire crop farm filling out the bottom point of the heart. And despite all of that, we're still able to squeeze in 4 of these adorable mini potted cherry blossom trees, made using a decorated pot, a flower pot, a dead bush, and 2 cherry leaf blocks. Actually, I'll build 20 more. They're just so cute! Ever wanted to live in a frog house? Yeah, me neither, but this one takes it to the next level. Built on top of a lily pad floating in the water, the frog is shaped with stubby legs, wide eyes, and a big froggy mouth that doubles as a massive window. It's a perfect base for swamp biomes. If you love Ronaldo and soccer, why not build a football-themed house in Minecraft? Shaped like a giant soccer ball, this house lights up beautifully at night with glow blocks placed around the exterior. Inside, there's plenty of room to design a cozy living space, with even a mini locker room setup. Who built this terrible house? Wait, what the? It's massive on the inside! With the Immersive Portals mod, this humble little shack hides a mind-blowing interior that completely defies its outside size. The moment you look through the door, you'll see a massive room that's impossibly big. This is impossible! This is a scorpion house. It's a majestic house placed right on top of a walking scorpion. Its 8 legs are made out of dead coral blocks, which give it a unique rough texture. The scorpion's tail is arched with chains, levers, and a candle as the stinger. The house has warm wooden walls, a tiled roof, balconies, ladders, and a smoking chimney. Large claws stretch out in front, and a claw machine sits on the roof, showing that the house can do more than just move. If you do have a lot of wood, try building this modern oak starter house. Made with stripped oak and dark wood farming, it has a clean, modern look with sharp corners and a flat roof. Inside the first floor, you can have your storage and functional blocks. Upstairs, you'll find your small bedroom and a small balcony with glass railings. This entire house is essentially one detailed giant block. If you can't decide between crimson wooden or warped wood, why not just use both? This build splits the house right down the middle, one half in rich crimson red, the other in cool warped blue, creating a contrast that stands out instantly. Even the pathway follows this theme. Soul lanterns light up the warped side, while normal lanterns glow warmly on the crimson side. This underground cherry base has the cutest bedroom you've ever seen. Since the base is right next to a riverbed, we're able to create this porthole window to watch all the fish swim by as we sleep. Plus, the use of brain coral fans on the floor makes for a big fuzzy-looking shag pink carpet. We can keep these coral fans from drying out and dying by replacing the floor here with waterlogged slabs. This is definitely the room I want to wake up in every morning. This shaggy tree isn't just any tree. It's a tree fort from Adventure Time. Right at the entrance, there's a classic pile of gold, just like in the show. Climb up the ladder and you'll reach the cozy main living space where Finn and Jake hung out, complete with that iconic open layout. Branches stretch out from the trunk, leading to smaller rooms and lookout spots, all connected with wooden walkways. Keep heading upward and you'll find their bedroom at the top, with Finn's bed and Jake's drawer-style sleeper. It's warm, lived in, and full of personality. If you ever wanted to live in it like me, you should create a base like this in Minecraft. Do you like my house? It's made entirely out of dried gas, and what I particularly like about this house is that gray particles constantly emit. I even used a pale wooden door to really sell the spooky, lifeless vibe. Okay, who am I kidding? This house stinks! If you love your wolf, why not build your entire house in the shape of one? This creative base uses every part of the wolf as functional living space. The head makes for a perfect bedroom, complete with glass eyes you can see right through. Each level of the wolf's body can be filled with essential rooms like storage, crafting, enchanting areas, and cozy living quarters, all with windows and balconies built into the sides. Even the legs are hollowed out to serve as extra rooms or hidden passages. I've always loved the look of the AT-AT Walker from Star Wars, so why not turn it into a Minecraft base? Built from a mix of stone bricks, this towering machine stands proudly on an icy plain, capturing that classic Imperial vibe. It's definitely pretty cramped on the inside and not the most practical for long-term survival, but as a build project, it's perfect for any Star Wars fan. There's also a darker, bulkier variant known as the Gorilla Walker, which I honestly like even more. This giant mouse is guarding a block of cheese that's actually a house. There aren't actually any cheese blocks in Minecraft, so the house is made from a variety of yellow-colored blocks like sponge, bamboo, and beehives. I love how dark-colored blocks are placed in to look like holes in the cheese. Taking a look inside, you'll find a small interior with another door leading towards a porch outside. This house is so creative. Converting a giant mushroom into a little house is an absolute classic, but you can make it twice as fancy by just adding a second mushroom. This sweet little dual mushroom design is perfect for sharing with a friend, since you can build each side with its own interior style. These cute little balconies on each mushroom may be simple, but they add so much life and usability to the overall structure. And of course, to top it all off, each mushroom has an adorable little farm under it, for both form and function. Most Minecraft blocks don't really look like they'd make for good houses, since they're just big cubes, but the lantern makes for a super cute and cozy little home. With a very compact interior, this place is surprisingly livable. Plus, the yellow glass used for the walls allows any light sources inside the house to actually illuminate the area around the house, meaning this is an actual functional mega block. This is the loneliest house in Minecraft. It's in the middle of the ocean with no land in sight. This is a lonely ocean house, perched high above the water on thin legs. Made with a mix of wood, mud, and copper, the structure gives off a mysterious, almost post-apocalyptic vibe. This house is split in colors. Half of it's dull and desaturated, while the other half is vibrant and green. The gray half uses pale wood, eye blossom flowers, and faded moss blocks to create a lifeless, almost apocalyptic atmosphere. Even the sky is built from white concrete to complete the washed-out vibe. In contrast, the vibrant side pops with lush green moss, red flowers, and the bright blue concrete sky. It's a striking house that'll catch anyone's eye. Check out this Millennium Falcon! It's a starship straight from Star Wars, but it can also serve as an awesome Minecraft survival base. The circular body and dish-like top give the base a unique style. At the bottom, you'll find a landing ramp that lets you climb aboard and live like a true space trooper. From up close, this may just seem like a pretty standard house, but if you back up, you'll see that it's suspended in the air by the giant cherry tree. This beautiful cherry tree house shows that your tree houses don't just have to be simple tiny boxes stuck to jungle trees. You can use any kind of tree you like and go as big as you want. And to further sell the fact that this is a tree house, you can place some leaves scattered around the roof of the house like this, showing that the house has been here a while and that the owner is too lazy to clean them off. Welcome to the crazy modern dream house. This vibrant tower is filled with dozens of colorful, uniquely lit rooms. The structure looks like a cluster of mismatched shipping containers or modular pods, stacked and staggered in every direction. This is a mountainside house. Most places players just slap a door to their mountain houses, but this takes up a level. The face of the house is built snug into a cliff using stripped logs and stone brick roofing to give it a warm but sturdy look. The inside is quite compact, being able to hold a lot of storage, your beds, and even a nether portal in the back. It's the perfect early game starter house. I'm living inside of a computer! The keyboard and trackpad make up the exterior shell, while the screen is hollowed out and transformed into a living space. Watching from the outside, it's almost like I'm just a character on a screen. Wait a minute. They say you can only have squares in Minecraft, but this large triangle house begs to differ. The entire thing is built into the side of a hill, with a perfectly diagonal window sitting in a triangular frame. This makes for an incredibly unique floor plan, where you have a large lower level for your storage and workbenches, and a similar upper level for your bed and a few other small decorations. Though your entire house is effectively a staircase, allowing people to walk up the side of your window to watch you sleep, so maybe consider putting your bed elsewhere. I suppose if you wanted, you could build this house 4 times and effectively live in a big glass pyramid. Looks like a piece of modern art. This is a Krusty Krab from SpongeBob, recreated block by block in a Minecraft world. It has the iconic Krusty Krab shell sign in the front, tables, and even the front boat counter where you can take orders from. It might not serve Krabby Patties in-game, but it's still one of the coolest TV builds to bring into your Minecraft world. This natural tent is made out of farmland, allowing for wheat to be grown up its side. Waterlogged leaf blocks are used to hydrate the farmland and keep it from drying it, as well as adding a bit of an accent to the all-brown roof. It may have a pretty small interior, but when your house is mostly made from dirt and cobblestone while still looking this good, I think the trade-off is worth it. Anchors are usually used to hold down ships, but not this one. This is an anchor-shaped house with a tall center shaft, curved arms at the base, and a loop at the top. It's quite the creative house. I'd want to live in it. This Darth Vader helmet might just look like decoration, but it's actually a fully functional base. You can enter Darth Vader through his backside over here. Climb upwards and you'll find it's quite spacious for all the essentials you'll ever need. Alternatively, if you want to join the light side, try building a clone trooper helmet out of white-colored blocks like quartz and diorite. These two helmets make for surprisingly awesome bases. This house is made out of water. You see, water is placed down at the top so that it flows down and creates water walls. There are 3 levels to this house, and each level is framed with stripped logs and open corner pillars. The effect is striking. You can see all the way through the structure, and the layers shrink upward, giving the build both style and symmetry. Nestled into a grassy hillside, you can build super cute Hobbit-style homes. The houses blend seamlessly into the terrain with a rounded wooden entrance framed by stone and overgrown vines and flowers. The warm, lantern-lit doorway opens into a snug, earthy interior tucked into the hill. It's peaceful, practical, and a perfect starter survival base. Ever wanted to live on the moon? Well, now you can. Well, at least in a moon house. This house is built in the sky and in the shape of a moon. During the day, the moon almost looks like the yin-yang symbol, but once it turns night, the black glass blends in with the night sky, and the house looks like a crescent moon. What's especially nice about this house is how functional it is with storage units, bamboo, a max enchanting table setup, bee farms, and even a brewing station. Check out my cherry tree house! This house is perfect for your first Minecraft day. Instead of using traditional logs for the trunk, it's built using trapdoors, which not only look great, but also let you place ladders on the inside, so you can climb up with ease. The floor is made with white wool, and the canopy is shaped using cherry leaves and glass, giving it the feel of a blooming cherry tree. Once inside, you can add some decorations to perfect your treehouse. This mushroom cottage is ripped straight out of a fairy tale. Quartz stairs are perfect for giving the stem of the mushroom a nice round cartoony shape, and the curved chimney with wooden supports gives the already whimsical build so much more character. And to keep this big cutie from being lonely, the shed on the side of the house is a medium-sized mushroom, and instead of a tree in the yard, we have a small mushroom. The mossy rocks and mycelium pathing add a lot to the mushroom foresty vibe, but the coolest detail has got to be the prismarine roof out front, which kind of looks like a larger version of the warped fungus mushroom growing off the side of the brown mushroom. It's all mushrooms, always has been. Even if your house is small, everything you need to have around your house ends up taking up way too much space. So instead of having a big farm take up your front yard, why not stick it on your roof instead? That way you have more room to decorate the exterior of your house with paths, trees, and other plants, while also getting to have a more unique roof design than you would have otherwise. Just don't forget to actually build a way up to the farm, otherwise it kind of ends up being a bit pointless. Rows and rows of homes are piled high into the sky. These homes are called the stacks, and they're inspired from the movie Ready Player One. Each home is slightly different in shape and color, but they all share the same cramped feeling. Support beams and walkways crisscross between levels, creating a messy and desperate feeling. If you plan to stuff a lot of players in a small area, this build is perfect. By placing a trap door on top of a composter, you can make one of the smallest bases in Minecraft. Alternatively, you can use a cauldron instead, which also keeps you safe from mobs. Or if that's not tiny enough, try placing 5 trapdoors and 4 snow layers to make an even more cramped base. Okay, this is getting ridiculous! Behind this train is your very own portable base, or at least it looks that way. The front car, built with copper blocks and dark trim, gives the illusion of a powerful engine pulling your home across the tracks. Right behind it is your house pod, packed with crafting stations, furnaces, your bed, and even your trusty wolf. Now, the only issue is that the train isn't going anywhere! Massive, colorful balloons are anchored to the chimney, lifting this charming house high into the sky. It's a detailed and faithful recreation of the iconic home from up, complete with its cozy architecture and warm palette. Whether you're using it as a sky base or a tribute build, it brings a perfect touch of Pixar magic to your Minecraft world. The balloon is built using deep red and purple blocks. Below, a mushroom cabin is suspended by sturdy support beams. It's the perfect home for players who love to fly with their elytras. A super cool house design is to build right below a lava pool and make your ceiling out of glass. This giant library is in the shape of a book. It's one of the most creative library bases I've ever seen. Inside, layer rows of bookshelves and balconies for each floor, with hanging lanterns for a warm library glow. A spiral staircase works its way up through the center of the book, and each floor can be used to store various books. This is a flower fairy house, suspended from large twisting vines of pink flowers you can actually live in. You can enter the flowers from the back, and you'll find a cute artsy interior. Climb up the stairs, and you'll make your way out the balcony where you can look out from. This is the sand crawler, straight from Star Wars, and while it doesn't roll through the dunes in Minecraft, it still looks like it could. Built entirely from wood and stone blocks, it towers over the desert terrain. Sure, it can't actually move, but there's a hidden entrance tucked at the bottom that leads into a spacious base packed with essentials. Just pray that it doesn't get struck by lightning or your entire build will burn to ash. One of my favorite TV shows of all time is Gravity Falls, so why not recreate and live in the Mystery Shack in Minecraft? This build captures the rundown charm of the original, with its crooked roof, mismatched wood planks, overgrown vines, and that giant Mystery Shack sign slapped across the top. There's even a lamppost out front and scattered grass and plants that make it feel like it's sitting deep in the woods, ready for strange tourists and weirder monsters. This beautiful little city street is already a good enough build on its own, but the whole thing is made even better by the fact that it's on top of a giant gecko. This gecko has a beautiful, vibrant color palette, using plenty of different blocks to accomplish these complicated gradients. The buildings themselves are impressive too, having a lot of intricate details in them that make the whole place feel bustling and lively, which makes sense for a city built on top of a giant walking gecko. But the best part is this little path at the edge of the city wall, which allows you to walk up and stand on the gecko's head. He will guide our people to a new land. This adorable axolotl house is adorable! It's built to look like a giant axolotl floating on the water, complete with pink frills, tiny feet, and that lovable square face. But step inside and you'll find a fully furnished interior with a warm bed, bookshelves, lanterns, and decorative details like a fluffy carpet and wall art. This is an R2-D2 house. It's the iconic droid from Star Wars, but 100 times bigger. What's great about this house is that it's fully livable despite looking like a normal statue. Look at this house! It's a cliffside cavern house, and it's one of the coolest ways to live in Minecraft. Instead of carving straight into the stone, this builder suspended their rooms outside the cliff, supported by wooden beams and surrounded by glass. Every floor sticks out over the water, giving you a scenic view of the snowy terrain below. Waterfalls run through the middle, and elevators carved into the rock connect everything together. From a distance, it looks like a decorative planet on display, until you realize you can walk inside and live in it. This house is built inside a giant glass globe, with blue and green stained glass forming a pixel-style earth. You can enter through a ladder hidden at the base of the mount, leading up into the interior. Inside, it's fully spruce-themed, giving off a warm vibe that makes you feel like an explorer setting up camp inside a floating world. If you're tired of living on the land, try living out on the sea with this adorable elevated shack built on top of a tall dock. As you can see, a large variety of blocks are used to give the dock an aged, rickety appearance, like this thing has been built and rebuilt lots of times over the years. There are even some plants growing out from the water below to give the place a little more age. Lightning rods are used in a few places to look like some exposed copper pipes, and on top of the dock is a ton of random ocean junk littered around, like the person who lived here just really doesn't have the time or space to store any of it properly. Without will explain why there's an entirely empty shelf out back. Lots of Minecraft builds are just pretty to look at, but this one is more than pretty. It feels like it tells an entire story. I bet whoever lives here probably smells terrible. Standing atop this rock is a giant goat, and atop its back is a beautiful two-story house. The creature is made with soft brown and cream-colored blocks, giving it a friendly and calm look. The house has curved roofs, small balconies, and a chimney blowing smoke, making it feel warm and lived in. There's even a fishing hook hanging off the back, showing it's made for adventure. This luxurious modern house is built perfectly into the snowy terrain. The large glass windows allow you to get a great cliffside view of the landscape below. And if we come inside, the entire place is beautifully decorated with stylish furnishing and a distinguished gray and brown color scheme using gray concrete, deep slate tiles, and dark oak blocks. There are a number of rooms, each with their own unique design and purpose, but I'm particularly fond of the vertical plank paneling in this room, accomplished by using the size of cartography tables. Do you like my base? It's a full-on mega ship, and I built it all in survival mode. Okay, maybe not, but it's still an insane base. There are massive boosters on the back, with turrets mounted all along the hull to defend against incoming threats. Inside, there's an entire fleet of ships and tanks prepped and ready for battle. Make your way to the very top, and you'll find the command center, where missions are planned and the entire vessel is controlled. If you have no life, you should try building this in survival mode as your base. Not that I recommend that. Almost no one ever lives in the swamp because it's so ugly, but that's just because you suck at building! If you build a normal oak house in the swamp, of course it'll look ugly, you idiot! Instead, you should build swamp-themed builds like this fisherman's swamp made by Mr. Sa. The structure features a wide, gently sloping roof and a lookout point at the top. A wraparound deck lines the front and sides, ideal for casting a fishing rod and catching swamp fish. It's more fun to live in a house that isn't house-shaped, like this giant spiral shell house. You could build a house like this on a big beach, and instead of generic farm animals and oak trees, you can build custom palm trees and have turtles around instead. The more little details like this you add, the more a random object like a shell slowly turns into a stylish home, which can end up being way more interesting than a regular boxy wooden house. End crystals make amazing defenses because they explode instantly. You can set up the ultimate defense by aiming dispensers with snowballs, that's end crystals. Then whenever trespassers come by, flip the switch! But a much sneakier way to defend your base is by using sand. Normally, sand will fall down, but you can place a bunch on top of connected signs above a large hole. So when a player tries entering your base, just break a single sign, and the entire sand floor will come crashing down. This house may look safe to enter, but it's actually extremely deadly. Underneath each of the trapdoors are poisonous pufferfish. Anyone trying to walk over it will instantly be poisoned. But if you want a house no one can enter, try this lava base. You might notice that there are a bunch of dispensers placed around here. They are placed all around the house. Once you're inside the house, you can activate them with a lever, and the dispensers will all shoot out lava, surrounding your house with lava, ensuring maximum protection. You can do this very simply by connecting dispensers under the house to a redstone line. But if you don't want to burn down the world, you can also do the exact opposite with a water house. This base will fire out water at all sides of your base, so no mobs can enter. It's an extremely simple design, but very effective. These lava pools are amazing for hiding secret bases. The lava is held up by signs, allowing you to jump right through and into a pool of water. To make sure you don't take damage, jump from a higher point to gain momentum. Just make sure you jump into the right spot. Help! Help! For some reason, mobs aren't able to walk over rails, so you can set up a simple piston to push up rails and no monster will be able to enter your house. You can also use two end rods like this or lightning rods if you're feeling extra fancy. Just be careful of skeletons. Owie! Tridents with the channeling enchantment strike lightning whenever it lands on a mob or lightning rod. Using this feature, channeling tridents can be placed on top of end rods and bounced up and down to create a lightning generator. You can then surround your entire base with these, and good luck to anyone trying to break in. This is a laser door. By using some redstone, fence gates, and beacons, you can create a security door that looks like lasers are blocking the way. When you turn it off, the beacons turn off, and the fence gates beneath the snow open, allowing you to cross. To prevent players from destroying your security house, use this! Elder Guardians give mining fatigue to all players in a 50-block radius, so anyone trying to destroy your beautiful builds won't have a very good time. Well, unless they have TNT. Gosh darn it! If you're looking for a natural defense, you need bamboo and berry bushes. The bamboo will create a beautiful barricade, stopping mobs from entering, and the berry bushes will spike the mobs. This combination is surprisingly great at stopping mobs, while players can still slip around the tight bamboo gaps. This is the burning trench. If you have just a normal hole of magma, the mobs won't go down. But for some reason, when you dig a slanted trench like this, the mobs will just run straight down to their deaths. You guys aren't very smart, but something even cooler are snow golems. They can actually be stacked on top of each other, and when hostile creatures come nearby, they'll rapid fire them, giving us a snowball machine gun. They won't do damage, but are amazing to knock mobs far away from your house. By filling up walls of lava and surrounding them with water, you'll create regenerating walls. This will make it so anyone trying to mine through will have a very difficult time because the cobblestone walls will just keep on healing. But one of the best ways to not get raided is by having your base impossible to reach. By building your base at the world border, you'll make it so very few people will want to come attack you. And you can even build your base against the border for extra protection. This is a disappearing island. For some reason, shulker boxes don't render unless you get close to them. Knowing this, you can build entire sky islands out of shulker boxes that only appear as you get close to it. The island will be invisible to everyone except those who know where it is. Using ender pearls, you can teleport through walls, so always make them 2 blocks thick, or make sure to trap the other side if you don't want players sneaking through. Beds can hide a secret entrance? Well, if you place blocks all around a bed except one spot, you'll spawn there when exiting the bed. Knowing this, you can place a bed in a secret corner, and by exiting it, you'll be in your secret stash. If your base is in the desert, you should probably use cactus. You can surround your entire base with cactus like this, and the mobs will push each other into it. But to stop players, you can put boats around the base, and all mobs that get trapped in them will attack players trying to enter. This layered defense is great for stopping mobs. Just place a border of water to prevent endermen. The honey will trap some mobs, and the final layer of lava will stop all the rest. Blazes constantly shoot fireballs, which makes them amazing for defending your base. You can set them around your house as turrets, and they'll light anyone who comes nearby on fire. If getting blazes is too hard, you can easily replace the blazes with skeletons and place lava in front of them, making them shoot flaming arrows at all intruders. Normally, flooding your house will be something you want to avoid, but doing so will actually make it so mobs don't spawn inside. However, if you're not looking to devalue your base, you can also just use slabs as the floor, and they'll work too. One of the best ways to hide your base is underwater, because very few people actually check there. To make sure no one can find it, choose a spot that has a lot of seagrass, and hide the base around the corner so no light goes through. Super secure and efficient. Do you see the base? Well, it's actually in this water barrel. If you surround it with other decorations, it'll blend right into the background. To enter, just right-click the trapdoor under the barrel and close it on your way down. No one is finding your base here. The most classic way to protect your base is just by using 2 dirt blocks. To enter and exit, break 2 dirt blocks into the side of the world, and almost no one will be able to find it. Just make sure no one is spying on you. A great way to make sure mobs can't enter your base is by using alternating fence types. Mobs won't be able to get through, but you'll be able to just walk around. What's the smallest base in Minecraft? Well, this comes pretty close, since it's only a 2x2x2 and fits all the resources you could ever need. But if you're looking for a house that's hidden but not too small, try a 1-block tall house. To enter, use a trapdoor. And obviously you can't open a chest in here, so you have to use barrels. Although it's a little cramped, it's a pretty nice starter base. A tree you can easily turn into a house is a mushroom. Just plop a few ladders down, create the flooring, add a window, and you'll have a super cozy room. We've all built an underground base before, but it's so ugly. Instead, build a circle-shaped house and build the roof out of glass. Build the walls out of wood, and if you want to expand, just place tunnels on each wall. This will look way cleaner than a dirt hole. This house is larger than you think. To create it, find a small hill and build up a small house in front of it. Behind the front entrance, dig into the hill and create a huge room. Although the house may look small from the outside, once you enter, it'll seem a whole lot bigger. Village houses look way too basic, but turns out by just exchanging a few of the blocks, you can completely upgrade it. The new house uses the same outline but just looks a million times better. The desert is a great place to build since it never rains. The roof of this house was made of trapdoors where glowberries could be hung from. On the side, stairs can be used to access the house, taking advantage of different sandstone variants. Finally, we can just add some texture around the outside. In giant spruce tree biomes, it's common to find very large trees. With these trees, we can make a simple platform using spruce wood. And on the inside, there's enough space for all the essentials. You can build this entire thing in under 5 minutes, and it looks pretty good. Tents are a great portable shelter in real life, but in Minecraft, not so much. However, if you still want one, you can easily make one with some wool for the outside, and a little campfire with chairs on the side. The good thing about the campfire is that you can see the smoke from far away to find your base. Everyone knows shipwrecks have hidden loot inside, but turns out they have another use. If the shipwreck is close to the shore, you can actually extend it and turn it into a nice dock base. It makes It's a great vacation home. This is a ghast house, and it actually works. To build it, just get a ghast and a minecart and push it to the center of your flooring. Then you'll actually be able to enter and access your items. The downside is that you'll have to be in peaceful or creative mode if you don't want the ghast blowing up everything. I love this house! It uses a modular design where you can stack different rooms on top of each other. Lecterns were used as the fencing, and the glass was alternated with panes. It gives the house a unique finish that most houses lack. If you want an extremely different house, try making it out of all plants. It won't be the safest, but it's perfect if you love nature. Something is wrong with you if you build this. This is a walking house. It even has controls that you can use to move the house around, jump in the air, and shoot TNT at your enemies. When you're done, you can make the house sit down and then enter it like nothing ever happened. It works using a data pack by McMackenstein. Obviously, we can't be selfish and not make a house for our pets. For our dogs, we can create a simple one using a few stairs and trapdoors. The dog can stay in there when it rains. For our parrots, we can create a small house for them on top of fences. Or you can even push a glass block on top of the parrot to create a glass cage. But what's even better than a house above land is one underwater. By placing a conduit next to some prismarine blocks, you'll be able to breathe nearby and build a completely underwater house. It feels kind of illegal sleeping here though. With the 1.18 caves and cliffs update, these huge mountains are generated with caves underneath. You can hang a sphere house using grindstones as giant chains. It will be a bit difficult to enter, but you can build a small entrance to drop down at the top. The hanging house is way too cool to not build. We've all built a dirt hut before when we were noobs, but now we can take it to the next level. Dirt huts can look surprisingly stylish if you decorate the outside with azalea bushes, moss, and leaves. This hut looks better than most players' builds. Polar bears can get very lonely, so let's live with them. You can actually build straight into an iceberg to create a cute little home. And if you're ever hungry, you can just step outside to go fishing. If you need a house quick, this will be an instant house. Just create the outline of your base using saplings and bone meal them. Once you clean up the leaves on the inside, you'll get an amazing shelter. This is the greatest house I've ever seen. It may look normal at first, but once you take a closer look, you'll see it's made of tiny blocks. The illusion works by using a resource pack that turns all textures to be made out of blocks, even catching on fire, and mobs like the Axolotl are made out of tiny blocks. If you're feeling lazy, a super simple Minecraft base is just building an outer fence around your base. It'll stop mobs from entering for the most part. You just have to deal with pesky skeletons. Ouch! Jungles have a ton of tall trees, and they're close enough together where we can connect with bridges using slabs and fences. Ladders aren't needed either, since you can just use vines. But the best thing is that if you ever need more room, you can easily make it bigger by connecting to more trees. If you're trying to build a house as fast as possible, you obviously have to get blocks very fast. The quickest blocks to get are probably leaves, since all you need is a pair of shears and you're ready to instantly shred through them. You can then build up the final house like so. Just be careful of lightning strikes, since they'll incinerate your entire house as quickly as you built it. The desert temple is one of the nicest looking structures, so it's not a bad idea to make it our initial base. Simply place wooden stairs around the top to make a roof for our pyramid, and you'll be able to identify it a lot easier from the other desert pyramids in the world. But if you want an even cooler house, you can build straight into an ice spike. To get inside, you can create a bubble beam elevator blasting you upwards. It's especially good since most mobs will have trouble reaching you this high up. I'm unstoppable! Caves sticking out of mountains can be the perfect base. Make sure there's enough space inside and just place glass blocks on the outside and 2 doors. In Minecraft, there are many lakes and rivers. In one of them, we can build a house connected to the riverbank. The house will look very stylish and fit in with the environment. The lush caves are one of the prettiest biomes. You can dig into the wall and create a secret lair. Inside, you'll have all your valuables along with a display of your axolotls. Make sure to use blocks found on the inside of lush caves like deep slate and glowberries to not break the aesthetic of the biome. Amethyst geodes are a very beautiful structure. To turn it into a pretty house, just smooth out the entrance with some slabs and decorate the inside with glowberries and furniture. The fisherman would love this house. It's a pretty looking dock with campfires on the sides for added texture. And for his house, the fisherman can live in a beach house overlooking the sunset. By leading a mob and then attaching it to a fence, you can make it look like the tent is being held up by ropes. The mob underneath is probably not enjoying its job though. But if you want a house everyone would notice, try building out a red outline like this. Stairs on the side and then have one giant window in the middle. This base looks suspicious. This is a simple yet modern house. If you build 2 cubes on top like so, you can connect them from the bottom with a water stream. This way we'll be able to enter the second room whenever we want. It looks very modern and it's very functional too. Village houses are everywhere. If you want to make them look fancier, add a window to the roof, some trapdoors as shutters, and in the front, make a small roof that will block the rain. Although this stone block doesn't look very impressive, we can level it up. By just carving in some stone stairs and adding some buttons, we can turn the simple cube into a house I'd love to live in. Ravines are mostly used for mining, but turns out we can actually turn it into a base. We just need to create a slab floor, and that's it. The one downside is mobs can enter from the top, but still, it's an awesome looking base. This house may seem ugly and normal, but it has a secret ability. If a creeper explodes nearby, nothing will happen. This is due to command blocks filling in oak planks that are in repeat mode. It's quite simple to do, and will create a completely indestructible home. When you build a house, you make it oriented upwards, but if you're tired of this and want to surprise your friends, try flipping your house over. And if you're extra dedicated, you can build a completely functional one like this. I've always wanted to live in a tree house. To make one, simply use 4 jungle saplings to create a huge tree and build a ladder going all the way to the top. For the entrance, make sure to have a few trapdoors so mobs can't follow you up. This house will scare anyone. Use lava for the walls and fire for the roof. No one will want to enter this house, and if you want to get in, just throw a pearl inside. But if you want to live on the ocean, a great option is building a realistic sailboat. Although it won't sail, it'll be a cool base where most mobs can't swim to you. This is one of the strangest houses you'll ever see. It's a house made completely out of boats. You can do it by pushing boats on top of each other in survival or summoning the boats in creative mode. Although it looks simple, it's pretty tough to assemble, and if a creeper blows up nearby, it can completely destroy all your hard work. Most people use blocks like oak wood or cobblestone to build their homes, but I wanted to see what it looked like with crafting tables. Surprisingly, it doesn't look too bad and looks unique. The blocks can also be swapped with chests, and it looks pretty awesome as well. Be careful of your friends trying to take your items though. Barrier blocks are invisible unless you hold one in your hand. With these items, you can make yourself an invisible house that no one knows about. It wouldn't be until you hold one in your hand that you can see your illegal red home. This house is an optical illusion. The eyes follow you around as you move. To make it, just place slabs and stairs in this way. The house will stare down any intruders who try to rob you. Imagine living inside a video game console. Well, you can simulate it by creating a Switch console outline with blue and red concrete. You can turn the screen into your home, and it'll look like you're a character in the game. A nether house isn't very scary, but to make it challenging to enter, have your house above lava and make the entrance on a tightrope far away. You have to be pretty good at balancing to make it to your base. Oops! It's impossible to place blocks below the void, but there's an illegal way to live there. Shulkers can actually be spawned below bedrock, and using cheats, you can create a walkable platform out of them. And if you want to get out, the shulkers will levitate you right back up. An amazing way to hide your base is under snow. If you hide scaffolding under snow layers, you'll be able to crouch right through. Just make sure you remember the correct spot so it doesn't look like you're dancing on the snow. This is one of the most creative houses. A portal splits the house in two from the normal world and the nether side. It looks like half the house is transported from the nether. If your friend ever steals your carrots, you can get revenge by giving him all the carrots he'll ever want. Cover his house all in item frames and fill them up with carrots. He'll be lagging and his house will look ugly. This is a working windmill in vanilla Minecraft. It works by opening and closing trapdoors to create the illusion of the windmill turning. This fits perfectly inside of a village and honestly just impresses me how creative Minecraft players are.